I am so broken and sad to see that this is the final episode of Shokugeki no Souma, San no Sara, Toutsuki Ressha-hen, or you can call it Food Wars, the third plate Toutsuki train arc on episode 12. Yes. I just figured out last night or so that it was tomorrow would be the last episode, and it makes me sad because I really wanted to see more, and the way how it ended right now is like it's not over, you know. And I hope season 4 gets announced and etc. Hopefully next year or possibly a big surprise this year, but I don't know. It's just like I don't know what to expect, but I really hope to see season 4 or so because the way how they ended it on freaking like season 3 or it's still season 3 whatsoever, third plate, it can't you can't end it off right there. You have to continue it off. So yeah, like I said, they'll continue it off eventually. I'm here to give you guys my final recap and my final thoughts on Shokugeki no Souma, San no Sara, Toutsuki Ressha-hen, or you can call it Food Wars, the third plate Toutsuki train arc. Now, big warning. Expect this video to be very long, possibly 25 minutes to 30 or possibly more, because I'm going to give my final recap and thoughts on this Toutsuki train arc of the third plate. So, yeah, be expected that this video will be very long. If you can't handle long videos, go towards the end of the video if you can't handle long details and just want to go with the simple summary. So, if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that Souma himself is really starting out having to do his finishing touches on his noodles. And of course, it plays a certain recap, of course, of what Kokoko Nene and everyone else looking at Souma. They go like, what the hell is he doing, you know? And of course, Alice goes like, why is it bad that Souma's frying the noodles? I mean, but yakisoba noodles were made by pan-frying the noodles, no? But Erina explains that that dish may be called soba, but the noodles in the dish are made from wheat. It's a completely different genre. And we have to it that Sakaki-san says like, in Kawara soba, the regional specialty of Yamaguchi Prefecture, the soba noodles are grilled after they're boiled, but they are made from cha soba, which isn't typical. And Aldini explains this as saying, if we were to go to a traditional Edo-style soba restaurant for a stagiaire and try to pan-fry soba like Yukihira, we would have been thrown out right away. That's what makes it very strange and right now really crazy what Yukihira is doing. And what he's doing is pretty out of the zone, out of the freaking like correction zone. But we have to that Megumi says like, but it smells really good, so how bad is it? So we have to it that Kukuko Nene finished boiling her noodles, and her final step is the kiage tempura, you know? And we see to it that they can't stop drooling. The rebels hearing it, that's in the cage, and they go like, and even one of them says like, Yukihira is at a very bad disadvantage at this state. And Alice is like, what does your nose tell you? And even Hayama says like, hey, her dish is not easy to overcome, but we have to it that Kurokiba says, don't you lose, Yukihira, seriously. And we have to it that everyone is seeing Souma and Kukuka Nene doing their dishes right now, and of course like Erina goes like, you have to win, Yukihira. I'm not playing this time. And we have to it that Kukuko Nene ends up having to like serve her dish first, but not before the rebels in the cage goes like, hey, the snow's getting heavier, the temp is shivering, my anxiety both. And we have to it that Nene serves her dish right now and it's gonna take your breath away. This is the power of the Elite 10, etc. And we see to it that Kukukune styled 9:1 ratio soba with Sakura shrimp kiage tempura. Hope you enjoy. And they go like, oh man, this soba is sexy, which is what Charmin of the WGO says. And right now the other guy who's Historia says like, she met a long line of chefs in Edo style soba tradition, I see. She has mastered the techniques that have been nurtured through generations. And of course Anna of WGO says like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Let's begin. And we had to it that Ishiki-senpai remembers how Kukuko Nene would use her free time and responsibilities to like practice and use her lessons, you know? And she will always watch her friends and classmates and be far away when they're having fun, while she herself is just practicing and always has an obsession to be the best she can be. Like, diligently honing her skills was something that suited her very greatly. And of course, when it comes to seeing her cook, he said to himself, I know how much you've trained yourself in the family soba craft. And we see to it that Nene decides to give out a taste, and she says that the light yet rich fragrance of the bonito stock. And of course, Historia says, I've heard that slurpy noodles is considered the refined way to eat them in Japan. Let's follow the tradition then. And they end up having to taste it and go like, whoa, what a smooth throat feel. It's hard to believe it's a 9:1 ratio soba. While Charm or something says like the soba light's flavors bloom like a flower, what delicate flavors. And they go, and the rebels are like, oh my gosh, that looks so good right now. Ane decides to take a taste of the shrimp tempura, and she goes like, well, like kiage tempura, the batter is so airy, the sakura shrimp is so crunchy, the umami and texture of each shrimp is so distinct. It complements the noodle's throat feel. What a great contrast. Even after you swallow, the sakura shrimp lingers, And they go like one more bite, and they realize, whoa, where'd it go, Who took my soba? And we have to it that they ate the whole thing without realizing it. That's how good it was. And Kukune is like, oh, don't worry, I have more if you like, And of course, Rindo Senpai's like, hey, can I have some too? And freaking like the first seat of the lead tango's like, oh wait, no, you shouldn't take any. And they have to it that they end up tasting it again. They say like the moment I tasted this soba and kakia tempura, I was filled with so much sublime deliciousness that they end up seeing that their things is gone again. The soba that Nene created, it's all gone. And we had to it that, what the hell's going on? And we had to it that Ane explains like, it appears the sakura shrimp served a major purpose. And she explains like, according to the book, a certain restaurant well known for creating a tempura soba dish gained renown by using a kakiage tempura featuring the shiba shrimp as the main ingredient. What Miss Kinokuna selected did is like selected the sakura shrimp's uniquely elegant sweet flavors instead of shiba shrimp's strong umami, so as to better link and harmonize the shrimp's flavors. That's why you can't stop eating once you begin. The heavenly throat feel of the soba and the accompanying flavors of the sakura shrimp, which are also lauded as fairies of the sea, envelop the diner so much that they won't realize they finished their serving. So in other cases, in simple words, without a lot of detail, it was so good because of what Kukuko Nene just did in terms of cooking that tempura is like why you can't really tell, why you are surprised why it's all gone. And they go like, is it that addictive? So even Anna asked Kukuko Nene, like, did you use the oil? Is oil the factor? And Kukuko Nene says, yeah, I fried the kiage tempura in white sesame oil. The oil is cold pressed, so it does not have a typical fragrance of sesame oil. It is colorless and odorless, but has an elegant understated umami. But by using that oil to fry the kiage at high temperature for a short time, it develops a light finish that does not interfere with the soba or the sakura shrimp's flavors. And we have to it that Alice goes like, she makes it sound like it's so easy, but it's really difficult. And we have to it that that someone of the rebel side says pairing two delicate and light flavors means neither flavor can be emphasized. She isn't just an expert in soba, she knows everything about seafood as well, as Kurokiba explains it. Even Hayama explains by saying even seasoned experts would be hard-pressed to achieve a balance of flavors. What's making it possible is the time invested by Kukukune Senpai into the practice and power of the Edo-style soba tradition she's been doing. And we had to it that Historia goes like, can I have another round, please? Yeah, I want to make certain the flavors are new here and there. She goes like, help yourselves, enjoy it. And they end up tasting it and says like the soba noodles and the shrimp create an infinite loop, This is like time travel. Indeed, the soba is far from standard soba dish with broth or grated yam. And they call it like the soba that leapt through time or something. And they go like, it forces you to recognize a potential Japanese cuisine. We have tasted a true first-class dish. Well done, Kukukune, she's invincible, Even everyone's like, yeah, good job, crushed Yukihiro Souma. I'm thinking about mine. How about you guys chill the hell out, dude? He has yet to even serve his real dish, and yet you guys thinking that she won the match. And we have to it that Kino Kuni says like, well, Ishiki, you're not gonna take back your earlier comments Because we remember that Ichiki says, like, you're gonna get your butt handed by Yukihiro Souma before you can even fight me, honestly. And we have to it that Yukihiro says, hey, Kinokuna-senpai, I have it too, you know. Something I've sunk a lot of time into as well. Now please, look at my soba. And of course, we have to it that Aldini goes like, don't lose, Yukihiro. And Alice is like, you defeated me, so I know you can do it. And right now, Kurokiba's thinking the same thing. You are my equal in our match. You can win this. There's no doubt about that. And we have to that Hayama says, I believe in your passion for your cooking, Yukihira. And of course, Megami's like holding on to charm and says, please, God, help Soma-kun, you know? And we have to that Erina's like, take the path you were meant to take, Yukihira, and you are not wrong. And Yukihira serves his dish right now, and we see to it that, that everyone's like, what the hell is that? Is that vermicelli or something? Or whatever that is, pasta? And we have to that Alice is like, I get it, Yukihira. I get it now, Yukihira. Wait a minute, his soba doesn't look remotely like soba at first glance, though. And of course, Yukino-chan's like, but seriously, didn't he ruin the soba's flavors? And we have to it that, that even right now, one of Soma's friends go like, but seriously, didn't he ruin the soba's flavors by tossing it into a wok? And they go like, can Soma's soba surpass Kinokuna-senpai's, you know? And they all become concerned right now, and they go like, what's Soma's dish gonna do, you know? And they end up tasting it, and of course the microphone girl ends up saying, hey, how is it? I'm pretty sure the flavors have been lost, but that became the opposite. The flavors are still intact. Even her face right now, the microphone bee, whatever you want to call her, I'm just controlling my language right now, is like saying, what the hell? And they go like, yeah, they're still here. The soba's aromas and flavors are still intact, as Historia says. And even Kukukune is like, the expert soba goes like, what? Are you freaking serious? And we have to it that Carmen says like, the noodles toasted by the wok are now crunchy, creating a contrasting texture. And Historia's like, the duck's clear fat is providing a rich depth of flavor, yet the soba's flavors are coming through loud and clear, as Anne explains it. Even Yukihiro says, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And Kinokuna is like, what the hell? Her face was like in total shockwave, you know? How the hell is that even possible? And we have to it that she realizes that he's using sanbanko flour. And Alice is like, sanbanko? What's that? And we have to it that Erina explains that buckwheat flour can be self-categorized into ichibanko, nibanko, sanbanko, and so forth. According to which part of the kernel was used, ichibanko only uses the buckwheat endosperm, as Megami asked, right? And we have to it that one of Aldini brothers says like, it makes noodles with smooth throat feel and refined flavors, and that's when Alice is starting to get the idea. We have to it that Hisaku-chan says Nibanko flour is produced when they continue to mill not just the endosperm, but also the germ. And we have to it that Hayama explains as well by saying it makes noodles with a good balance of aromas and texture. As like one of Yukihiro's friends says, like sanbanko flour includes parts that are very close to the outer shell. And we have to it that one of Yukihiro's other Polar Star dorm friends says like it makes noodles whose throat feel is not as good but have very strong flavors. That's when Alice seems to get the idea. And we have to it that Anne explains that Kinokuni-senpai used ichibanko flour. It has soft sweetness, good elasticity, chewiness, and refined throat feel. While Yukihiro himself, he chose sanbanko flour. It lacks smoothness and it feels coarse on the tongue. But the flavors of the noodles will be at their strongest max strength, you know? And that's why Yukihiro says that's why cooking them in the wok did not ruin their flavor. And they go like, all right, well done, you know? Even Kinokuni says like, if using sanbanko flour was your choice, you normally think of making something like a country-style soba or Yabu-style soba. So why this? And of course, Kinokuni asks Yukihiro, where did you come up with the idea to stir-fry soba? And Yukihiro's like, I told you already. I was gonna do instant soba or something, which they seem to ask like instant soba. That's a type of instant noodles, right? As Anne explains. Yeah, but you want to use these sprinkles as well. These are seasoning spices, and they're basically sprinkles. Even Hayama and Kurokiba realizes that Yukihiro might have gotten the idea from them, you know? And we had to it that that Yukihiro explains, ever since I was a kid, I've always thought that instant noodles were amazing. It's all in one container, but there's so many kinds, you know? That's why I would think of ways I might be able to use them in my cooking, or ways to make instant noodles taste really, really good. He even has a time where he told his dad, "Hey, Dad, I tried stir-frying boiled noodles." And his father goes like, "Isn't that just a regular yakisoba?" And Souma explained like he took the soba noodles made with sambanko flour for solid flavor, and he also explains that then made a special strong sauce by diluting kaishi with strong bonito stock, and he also explains that he add ingredients like duck and green onions and stir them all together in the wok, which stands in for the cup, and it's done, you know. And he even calls it, I named the dish Yukihiro style seared soba. And we have to it, historian explains like it is true that the instant noodle genre, which was created in Japan, has rapidly advanced since its beginning. It can be said to have its own history and traditions. Even right now, everyone in the crowd is like, "What the hell, dude?" Even Ishiki says like you easily surpassed our expectations as usual. And we have to it that historian add the Japanese pepper is the star of these spices or something, and we have to it that Carmen explains that it's ginger in these, you know. So they made the mixture to make it feel better. Even Anne explains like it's piping hot and delicious. And we have to it that Ishiki explains that they are enjoying the food together as friends, as though they have returned to the days of their youth, and they are enveloped in the heat from the soba as they converse with friends. Yet it's as though that we are walking at night in a summer festival together with our closest friends, beautiful and slightly melancholy, you know? And they call it the fragrance of soba between you and me, pretty much. And we have to it that they make the evaluations, and of course they're gonna cast in their votes. Right now, everyone's like, first bow, third match goes to who? But would it be Kukuku Nene or Souma? We'll have to see, Yukihiro Souma. And we see to it that there was consensus, you know, and the dish gets our votes, and they go, which dish is it? And they even Sakaki goes like, Kinokuni senpai has to be the one with greater expertise in soba, but we have to it that Ane to ask Kinokuna Nene to like talks to Kinokuna Nene, and she tells her, I've heard that Japan has a saying, proof is better than argument. So there's enough left for another serving, yes? I want you to try it. Nene's like, why should I try his dish or something? No, I want you to try your soba. And Nene decides to give it a try and says, you know, I made my usual and best soba, but realizes like, hold up, what's going on here? And this is where Anne says, it's not the same as usual, is it, Kinokuni? Now, I want to compare, you should understand now that your soba had less aroma. Now, what about Yukihiro's soba? She gives it a try and realizes that the aroma it has more aroma than her soba. And we have to it that she goes like, what the hell? But why? My preparation was without fault, as Nene was asking. Even everyone's like, what the hell are they talking about? What's going on here, you know? And we have to it that Alice explains like she gets it now. It's the ambient temperature that played a role in it. And we had to it that Alice explains that soba's aroma is mainly derived from volatile aldehydes, nonyl's, decanols, and other compounds. Pretty much certain chemicals in general, okay? And it has been reported that they become less volatile at lower temperatures. Even Alice asks Hayama, isn't that right, Hayama-kun? And Hayama explains, yeah, that's correct. The volatility refers to how many aromatic compounds are airborne. And Hayama explains that this is a critical factor in food, especially for foods like soba, where the aromas are the key. Even Kurokiba's like, you knew about this? And Hayama's like, no, that was just a hypothesis. It's highly likely that in this arena, there were many factors that limited the aromas of soba from being expressed. Even historian explains, yes, that's correct. This area that they are in right now, for Shokugeki, Team Shokugeki, this arena was the worst hell in terms of allowing soba to shine. And we have to it that Ane from WGO explains that Kukukune Kinokuni's soba was designed for savoring the soba's light, delicate flavors, that it made it more susceptible to environmental factors. Compared to Yukihiro Soma's, however, by deliberately exposing it to heat and adding the aroma of oil and seared noodles, we have to it that he was able to like convert it into enhanced soba flavors. Like in terms of like he managed to convert all of them into the dish's strength, and it enhanced the soba's aroma to that extent. Then it was like, what the hell? That was just coincidence. What are you talking about? And we had to it that Ishiki explains like that wasn't coincidence at all. Souma-kun actually knew this from the very beginning. Even then, it's like, what the hell are you talking about? And we have to that Souma explains, well, I kind of guessed it, you know, because I was thinking, I thinking when I was choosing which flour to use that the aromas weren't really coming through. They were not strong enough. So that's why I decided that I want to stir fry it in oil and I want to emphasize the soba's flavors. But you know, the Ichibanko flour might be able to withstand the heating process. So I decided to go to use Sanbanko flour with the strong aroma that will let judges really appreciate the soba's flavors. So pretty much Souma thought this through and knew that in order to appreciate the soba's aroma and maybe its flavors more, he chose Sanbanko flour and decided to stir by stirring it up in heat, you know? And we had to that Nene's like, what the hell? Are you serious? And Soba's like, here, can I eat your soba too? I mean, you can eat mine all you want, you know? And we have to the Ishiki, which is the one scene I've been looking for when I read it in the manga. Ishiki asked Kinokune, can I ask you something? The moment soba was decided as a topic, did you stop to consider any alternatives? He literally asked Nene about that. She goes like, no. And we have to it that Ishiki explains by saying, you did not even think about any alternatives. Because you know why? In Kinokuni tradition, the best soba is the one made with Ichibanko flour. You never thought of anything else beside that. This is what you were taught, and you've been only using what you've been taught. And everything else is like garbage dump to you. That's the reason why this is what the result became what it is. And then it's like, how? Why? I've been training my days to create the best soba as possible. How in the hell is my dish this impractical or not as has its flaws? And we have to that Nene asks Souma, can you tell me, how did you manage to get this far? I mean, this is a Shokugeki, a serious contest. You know, you understand, anyone who's in this kind of thing, it will put an amount of effort, poses a significant strain, or possibly mess you up. How is it that you were able to get through all this? And Yukihiro's like, what are you talking about? Every day is a serious contest when you're serving customers, no? I mean, didn't you do that back then? Of course you have to be able to do this stuff. I mean, as Yukihiro explains it, like, in other words, Yukihiro has been explaining it by saying, I've been serving customers my whole entire life when I was a kid. You should be able to do these things like no problem, no? And we have to it that Nene's like, she didn't do that at all, you know? Because she was taught Kinokuni's style tradition and never thought about her customers. And we have to it that Ishiki explains like, do you understand why so many of us are so afraid of Souma right now? It's because he notices all the variables and flexibility and adjusts to them, so that his customers can enjoy their food, enjoy the environment, and have a blast out of it. That's the reason why that was the result of him spending a very long time in a diner. And that is the basis of his strength. In other words, Ishiki explains that since Souma has grew up and raised in a diner, serving customers that way, he was able to like adjust and able to know what to give to the other judges no matter what, you know? And in this cup is something that Yukihiro was able to express, and it represents a new potential for soba dishes. In the victor of the third match of the first bout, it goes to Yukihiro Souma, etc. And therefore, Nene gets ripped to pieces in her imagination after trying Soba's dish, you know, and it was hilarious. And everyone on the Rebel team was so happy. Even Kurokyo was like, yeah, you know? And everyone's like, all right, you won, you know? Good job. High five, or high tens, you know? Sick, etc. And of course, like, he gives his high fives to Megumi, Aldini, and freaking like Kuga Senpai, but not Erina because she never gives it to one. So he gives a high five to Megashima, that copycat guy. And we have two at that Subaru or something. We have two that Kuga's like, hey, aren't you gonna join in? And she goes like, why? There's no need. I knew he was gonna win, as Erina says it. But you know, sometimes when you see someone's faces, they just don't want to admit things, you know? And when, of course, Rindo Senpai tries to cheer up Nene by saying, you did a good job, okay? It's okay. And we have two at that. Kuga's like, woohoo, we have 2 wins. That's it. Yeah, we need to win 1 more. And, of course, the microphone girl freaking like, freaking boos him down. But you know what? If I remember correctly, in the manga, she actually gave out the finger, you know? I'm pretty sure if you guys read the manga, you will know what I'm talking about. She even says, oh, don't get ahead of yourselves, you punks. Listen, you know what? We have to it that Kuga tells Urarachin, like, you're gonna get wrinkles, you know? She goes like, oh, shut up. Listen, our Kubaraki Shoko Senpai is in the first match. She is the ace in the hole. She's the 5th seed, you know? And won that in a battle royale. But Kuga Senpai is like, yeah, thanks for the explanation. But, you know, that 5th seed is going up against the 3rd seed, you know? Which is Megashima Tosuke, you know? I'm not playing. That's what Kuga Senpai says. Like, she's facing against the former 3rd seed. What do you think is gonna happen? And it was an automatic it was a total slackout. It was a freaking total defeat for her. She freaking like was in total agony and arousal after her defeat, you know? Even right now, the first bout goes to freaking like goes to the freaking Rebels, to Ishiki, Yukihira, and Tosuke, the former 3rd seed. Even everyone's like so freaking happy, and Tosuke says, hey, Yukihira, I kept my promise. No complaints, right? And someone's like, yep. And we have to it that that the 5th seed goes like, that one of the Elite 10 goes like, you know, if we continue to suffer defeat, we may be routed by the 3rd bout. And we have to it, of course, like, Rindo's like, yeah, that'd be a very bad thing. And of course, Aizen's like, no matter what, I'm gonna crush Yukihira no matter what else happens. And we have to it that Momo-chan, the little girl or something, little short stack, chibi, lowly girl, whatever you want to call her, says, it'll be more fun to crush them when they're feeling full in themselves, you know? And of course, like, of course, the 1st seed of the Elite 10 goes like, well, they're going up against us next, so it's all out or nothing, you know? While Rindo tries to cheer up Nene and goes like, hey, don't be too hard on yourself, you know? And we had to it that Azami says, we're going to take a short break for now. Both teams would resume the fight with new topics in the Team Shokugeki second bout. And we had to it that that Azami, who walks away, was really upset to see how they lost the first bout. And we have to it that Jericho says, good job. You guys got 3 wins in a row. But right now, the upcoming matches are going to be far worse or challenging right now. So don't let your guard down, Souma, okay? And we see to it that Megumi was really happy about Souma having to win. And of course, like, Aldini and Souma have the funny comedic conversations, you know? And we had to it that Kuga asked Erina, hey, aren't you going to say something? And she ends up looking at Souma, remembering how much he changed, you know, and was trying to tell Yukihira, like, I suppose you were rather perceptive in that match, you know, but Yukihira Souma went to the restroom, which freaking embarrassed Erina, you know. And there's some scenes in the credits of the song where how Souma attacked Erina in terms of when they first met, and then when it comes to the curry dish, and then how Erina was so upset at Souma when he freaking got into last place in terms of the Moon Festival, and Erina being attacked by Yukihira's like freaking egg when decided to give her a dish to make her change her mind, you know? And of course when Erina sees Yukihira and Jorichiro in him, etc. And the time they spent together, and of course Yukihira is greeted by Tsukasa, which is the 1st seed of the Elite 10. He says like, I think you served an interesting dish that was you in that first bout. But he also tells Souma off by saying, but you can't win against me with that dish. That is one thing I'm going to tell you right now. And we had to it that Souma explains, then how about this? You face me in the next round, you know? Souma was like telling him, all right then, you're so tough, right? Come at me in the next round then. And he goes like, well, I'll look forward to seeing what kind of dish you bring out to the table, you know? While the rest of the Elite 10 gets ready for the next match, the Rebels are starting to make their conversation and decide who's going to be in the next bout, you know? And therefore, we had to it that the credits ends up with Souma saying, I'm going to make a dish that will surpass the first seed of the Elite 10. And says, to the top, you know? Onward to the top. And it ends up with the chibis of like a freaking Subaru, Erina, Souma, Megumi, Kuga, Aldini, Ishiki, and Tosuke. And it ends up the entire episode there. So yeah, in other words, in no greater detail or something, it's just like Souma against Nene. Souma wins because he used the recipes way much better than what Nene has been using, etc., and thought about what to use, you know? While Nene just right away used the Kinokuni style tradition and still lost in the end, and never had any alternatives. So in other words, Souma won the match because he thought through with this plan, while Kinokuni Nene didn't. So yeah. And the way how it ended right now, like I said, they can't end it off right here. I really hope there'll be a next season where they continue the Team Shokugeki, etc. And I really look forward to that. Either they make the next season of Shokugeki no Souma next year and show the rest of it there, or they make a surprise and showing it maybe around fall of 2018, which is highly unlikely. But if they could do it next year and finish the Season 4 off with Shokugeki no Souma throughout the rest of that match of Team Shokugeki, that'd be great and awesome, honestly. Anyways, this episode and the finale was really perfect, really nice. Because the way how Souma defeated Nene was just satisfying. And now, for my final thoughts of the season, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it taught so much, you know, when it comes to Hayama's match, and then Souma against Kinokuni Nene, etc. We get to see Ishiki Senpai's true strength, and Tosuke, he defeated the 5th seed like nothing in the snap of his fingers, you know, and etc. So yeah, this part 2 of season 3 of the Third Plate was really nice. I really hope to see season 4. I'm pretty excited. I hope they show it. Like I said, I really need to see the rest of the Team Shokugeki match in animated format. Manga was really tense. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do throughout the rest of the Team Shokugeki once they get season 4 out, hopefully. Like I said, really sick episode. Nice finale. I know, like I said, my video has been very long, and if you guys skipped all the details, etc., and just watched the simple ending of my video of like of a simple summary of my final thoughts, that's fine too. Those of you guys who watched my video from the beginning to the very end, I thank you guys very much for it, even though I might have stuttered and messed up so many times, etc. But thank you very much. Yeah, I really hope to see more Shokugeki no Souma in the future, like I said it again and again, and I hope to see season 4 hopefully get announced for next year, hopefully. So yeah, that's about it, people. I hope you guys enjoyed Shokugeki no Souma's Toutsuki train arc as much as I did, especially those of you manga readers, which I did as well, etc. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I hope you guys Hope you guys had much fun with the episode as much as I did, especially the season in general, especially this Toutsuki train arc. So until then, peace out, bye bye. Toot toot!